This is not a training film by any standpoint. I'm not an instructor, and this film should not be used as a training film. This is just for those experienced pilots wanting to go to powered hang gliding and wanting to understand the differences between it and the adjustments they need to make in order to be successful. The advantage of powered hang gliding over free flight or traditional hang gliding is you can go anytime you want to. You can fly up to altitude, and if you decide that you want to soar, you just turn off the engine. So when I first start taking off, I get my wings level, I bring the nose down slightly, I get a good run. Once I feel the wing lift off my shoulders, I start to lean through the control bar and pull in so that my hips are getting closer to the control bar. And I keep running, and as I start to tiptoe and I feel my feet start to lift off, I wait till the legs of the powered unit lift off before I put my feet back into the harness, and then I pull in slightly. In fact, I never push out. My big worry is that if you push out just to lift off the ground, you could slow the glider down enough where it starts to mush and you lose control of it, and then a lot of problems occur. For your first couple of flights, you might use line limiters that run out from your just above the legs for the powered unit. They run out to your crossbar, to the end of your crossbar. That kind of limits the powered unit from shifting around and letting the prop impact the sail, which is unlikely, but at least it limits a lot of your movement and prevents you from dropping the engine side or your feet side too low. If you're an experienced pilot, a lot of times when you do roll control, you're probably accustomed to dropping your feet to the low side in your turn, and you don't want to do this in a powered hang glider. In a powered hang glider, you want to stay perfectly parallel. So you want to stay perfectly parallel with the keel. So as you do your weight shifts, everything's straight. So you want to stay parallel with the keel as you do weight shift. Don't drop your feet and hips over to one side in your turns, because that will cause the thrust to turn you, and essentially it's like powered lockout. When you come in for a landing, make sure you kill the engine. Make sure that your throttle is not hanging over your control bar, so when you push out it can actually break that throttle cable. I had that happen to me one time. So make sure you put the mouth throttle back in its place, set up my landing, do my speed run, and you come in just like you normally would for any other hang glider. Right before landing, I get about 1 to 2 feet off the ground. I wait until the legs touch on the powered unit, and then once they touch, that'll kind of slow you down a little bit, and then just do a flare like you normally would, or you can do a running landing. It's your own, whatever's easiest for you, whatever you're accustomed to. Make sure when you first start out, fly a glider that you're already accustomed to. Don't start with a new advanced glider with your powered harness, unless that's what you're accustomed to flying. I would go with a novice glider, just to practice at first. Something that's a little bit more forgiving, that will allow you to make a few mistakes that you can't make on an advanced glider. So I definitely would go with something like maybe a Falcon when you first start off powered hang gliding. I believe scooter towing is probably the best form of training for powered hang gliding. With scooter tow, it's pulling you, and with a powered unit, it's pushing you, but you get the same kind of feel, because with a scooter tow, it pulls you up to the control bar, and with a powered unit, once the wing lifts off, it pushes you up to the control bar, but it's the same type of feel. And if you're accustomed to scooter tow, you should have no problem going to powered hang gliding. But like I said, now I've gotten spoiled to powered flight. I don't know why anybody wouldn't switch over, because it's the best of both worlds. If you just want to fly and cruise around, not have to worry about thermaling, you can cruise around, you can do stuff that you couldn't do before. You can swoop down and then turn it back on and gain some more altitude. You can go up, to 6,000 feet, turn off the engine, and just practice free flight. So I don't see why anybody wouldn't switch to it. I couldn't afford a mountain, and so I decided to buy a powered unit, a Mosquito, and it's a great investment. It's probably one of the best investments I've ever made. Like I said, if you have any questions, shoot me an email on YouTube, and I'll be glad to answer them. So I hope this helps answer some of your questions and helps you decide to switch over to a Powered U. Now I need more people to fly with.
You